Hello everyone and welcome back to Fableheim and the Legend of Keeper's Soul. Smuggler, we have, at long last, finished the base campaign for the Lord, the final DLC Master, which means now it's time to take on the free LC banners. Each of them, the Draconian and the Neptunian banners, received 2 new units that any of the Masters can access, so we'll see if we can find the new friends and, well, befriend them. As always, we'll be going with our normal difficulties, high gold gained, low master life, and I might come to regret this, but maybe not.
Home sweet.
Do you remember the time when each province had its own Draconid? I was too young, but I can offer you the opportunity to relive that blessed era. Heroes were less audacious. You will tell me all about it.
They were less audacious because they were dragon food. As for our promotion, I have absolutely zero ideas, so let's go with the Doomstone. Maybe that's not the right call. Maybe it is. You never know. So as always, I'm going to name our friends here, and I might have to go back to the stream VODs to figure out what I called these guys. Alrighty. I went back through the VODs for some of these names, and I couldn't find a single one for Yong. Did I not use him? That seems odd. Anyway, I guess I'm going backwards now. We have the Yong, who I named Celestial. That wasn't very creative, but I think he's a Wind Serpent, and I just immediately thought of the Celestial Augustus. Or whatever they were called in Mist of Pandaria. As a Draconid, he deals air damage to the center and applies air weakness to all heroes. He applies enhanced resistance and a random bonus to all monsters of the group, so he's kind of like a support character, huh? The monster position directly in front gains 50 speed. Yeah, I don't remember using him at all. We have Nightbane. I loved this name. Of course, also from the World of Warcraft. AoE ice damage applies to Frostbite. 48 fire damage to the front and applies shell to the monster in front of him. Oh yeah, I forgot positioning is important. The monster position directly in front of the Dracomancer gains 10 to all resistance and armor, but he himself is actually quite weak. We have Good Boy Bork, the bestest. We have Morgana Le Fay, Putricide, and Nevermore. So it looks like we're itching for some blood for the Blood God, which concerns me because we all know how good I am at that. I was advised to tap the merchants, and because we do start at level 2, I'm inclined to do so. So let's take a peek, see if we can find the new units. I just looked at his name. Well, I mean, I do like the cockatrice. Are we really going to do this? I should not have picked the Tombstone if we were going to do this. Wait, what are my traps? I have the electrical coil and the bag of Aeolus. Why do we have so much air damage? Well, let's reroll. Another wait, hold on. Hold on. Are we going to putricide this game? Are we really... We're not playing the engineer, but do we dare? Do we dare? I don't know. Kind of don't feel like it. Let's just leave and go to the... Was there an event? I think there was. One more renew. Well, I know this is a Draconid banner and all, but if we're going to murder people, there's no one... There's no one better to do so than Gluttony. Well, I have a backup plan. So the Dragon Soldier was named Nukron, because we were playing Elden Ring recently after this, and the Cockatrice had a name. Now this name came from stream chat while we were doing it, when we were streaming all the Draconid banners before the release of the Lord, and we were having fun, you know, skirting the lines of how to refer to male genitalia, so we just called them Richard D. Pecker. That was hilarious, and I still love it. Now, the Cockatrice was one of the most potent tools that we had in the run with the Engineer. And with all these random debuffs, we actually would have been better off using the... Is it the Tomb? Maybe? Maybe. Conceivably. But hey, we already made our choice, and I can't afford to dislike it. Well, hello. While dusting the dungeon, the cleaning goblin has freed a monster caught in a spider's web. He also accidentally woke up a giant spider queen who demands compensation for the destruction of her web. Let's fight. And would you look... Oh dear. A second Gluttony. Well, let's just go down the list. We'll go with Pride. Pride, of course, because that was the name of the banner that we were introduced to Gluttony with. And, of course, it is another of the 7 deadly sins. A wizard with a strange hat has fallen from the sky and landed in the entrance hall. He was carrying a magical artifact. I already see the lines. We have been blessed this day by the dark gods. Attacks targeting only the hero at the front deal 30% of final damage to the hero positioned behind the target. Would you like to know who deals an unholy amount of single target damage to the front? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Gluttony. So, you know, I hope you weren't interested in seeing Draconids. Good news, everyone! The board has declared that due to a great financial period, the company can allocate you extra resources in the form of a trap, a recruit, or cold. Odd cash. Now, the hideous tapestry is actually pretty good. I was eventually won over by this trap, but if I recall correctly, that's right, it is a morale trap. And we aren't really doing that. Not really doing that. Do we want Karen? Do we want Karen? We've never used Karen before, really. Like, except for the first mission where he's thrown at me. Who are you? All right, the Plaguebringer. I forgot about him. Anyway, moving on. Good old Karen is a damaging machine. Sort of. Kind of. Let's just get the gold, shall we? Alrighty, we have some combat, so let's decide what we're gonna do. Now, it's dangerous to have both Pride and Gluttony in the same team, because they will inevitably eat each other. So let's change things up a bit. Keep them apart. Separate them. They're like beta fish. If you put 2 male beta fish together, they're gonna kill each other. Or one of them's gonna kill one of them. So how do we want to play this? We could do like a full-on support. I wonder if we want... Launch mission directly behind the Dragon Soldier. Ooh. So we're going to support Gluttony with Nokron, although their resistances are quite similar, which is sort of kind of unfortunate. I think we're going to bring Bork to the first room. We have Nokron to support Gluttony, we have Bork to support Pride. I want Putrescent here. That's one team. We can bring Nevermore back to room 2 for the delay tactics. If that's even possible, which it might not be. Morgana's on the cutting board, but hey, this looks fine to me. Let's be greedy, shall we? Love greed. Greed is good. It is anyone's guess how this first combat is going to go, but we have the Templar leading the charge, dealing air damage to the front, which Pride, will resist quite well, especially with the good boy Bork and his buff. Joined by the Tracker, who will be taking the back with fire damage. This fire damage is not resisted by anyone on my team, which is a little bit of a miscalculation on my part, but that's okay. Speaking of fire, we also have the Invoker, who will be attacking the front with fire damage after she threw her little ice bird at Putrescent. That's why Bork is here to provide additional resistances to Pride, so hopefully he can take both of those attacks and then eat Bork, even though I'm sure the skeleton's not going to taste very good. He doesn't care. Now, Putrescent is here because he is a sacrificial lamb. A sacrifice for the dark gods. And that's pretty much it. Also, all of these are weak to nature damage, which is exceptionally good for, well, pretty much everyone. So we're going to apply all of our poison. Do our stuffs. Farewell, Putrescent. You have served the Lich King well. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Now, I don't think I'm going to survive another turn, because fire hurts. In fact, it does. Saw that coming. But we'll go ahead and water the sticks. This silencing it means there's less damage coming out. Less damage is pretty good. Our positioning here is pretty much entirely reliant upon Gluttony. Nightbane here will apply armor and resistances to Gluttony. Although I think that'll go away when Nightbane dies? Maybe. And Nokron will be applying power, which also might go away when he dies. Also the shell thing. No. Now, Gluttony is going to devour our Draconic friends. Or, well, you know, our Draconic friends. Through the shell, I should be able to resist at least one turn. Indeed-a-roo. And then we will snap, crackle, pop. I am going to fall, but you know what they say? You just can't keep a good guy down. Which I guess is why we're going to spawn Gluttony again. Doesn't matter where I position him here. Because he's going to win. Well. Hey. What's up, Smog? Smog? What do you do again? Applies Bleeding 3 if the target's air resistance is negative. Damage dealt increased by 50% if the Drake is the last survivor of the group. Well, that's never going to happen with our composition. But it's a dragon. Should I pick it up? Is anyone else actually more useful? We haven't seen Unhoplite in a while. Maybe we see him? There is literally zero reason for me to pick up the Drake. Except there is one reason. And that is my exceptional weakness to fire. That's pretty much it. Okay. He also has a massive health pool for Gluttony to devour him. His name was Smug, a genius combination between small and smug from The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. I'm really not interested in our traps, so let's hit this merchant again. I'm looking for... Hello? Hello? I am a fan of the modified fan. Even though we're not a morale build, tiredness is still exceptionally good. And I'm debating buying it. Chad, however, is also exceptionally good. The Basilisk. Anakin. Prevents poison stacks on 2 heroes from decreasing at the end of their turn. Huh. This guy synergizes incredibly well with Richard D. Pecker. I believe his name was Pliny. Pliny? I don't know what that is. There was just the suggestion. Do I even do it? Do I care? The safe pick, of course, is just Anakin. Something, this is a Draconid banner. Something, I'm interested in winning. A second Nightbane wouldn't actually be bad. I like the shell that he provides. Also, more armor resistance. Or, excuse me, fire resistance. I was looking at the armor while I was saying that. My apologies. A second Necron, though, would be amusing. A second Chad. Ooh, elemental weakness. We'll take that. Pretty much everything I do is elemental anyway, so. A work accident. A trainee has spilled a burning hot drink on you in front of the blood spice latte. Well, let's insult them, because those are the only tears I'm going to get. Speaking of tears, the brewer behind Strangle Stout, the world-famous beer with a delicate aroma of stagnant slime, is looking for hero tears to make a brand new blend. She'll pay you in as much beer as you can urinate. Will you make contribution? I would love to get this relic. Oh my goodness, my inventory is full. How did this happen, Chad? Anakin. Do you see why his name is Anakin now? Nocron. Alrighty. I just went with Noxtella, which is... I believe both Nocron and Noxtella are a place, so it makes sense? Maybe. As for this event, before I can move people about, there was a therapist, which would be cheaper, so we'll refuse that. And I can't afford the engineer anyway, so let us get our free +1 motivation. Thank you, talking about our feelings and all that. Let's put Noxtella in room 1. Anakin... we'll pull up Putricide. Putricide doesn't really fit with our schema. Our schema. Schematic. To be honest, most things don't fit with our current scheme, but that's alright. Finally have some fire resistance in this room. Our ice resistance is okay. Our nature resistance is okay. Looks like we're okay across the board. I wouldn't say great, but okay is good enough for me. Now, I'd love to get the second artifact, but we are a little broke for this. Is that sufficient? Let's find out. Another oddball encounter. I'm not enjoying this. I'm not having a good time. But hey. Also, this starts kind of really strange. But we'll just go ahead and do some good old-fashioned HP damage because we're working on the killing. The Amazon leads the charge, and this worked out actually well. Nice shuffle, Mr. Whatever. He shuffled well, that's what I'm going with. And we have the Mamluk who is attacking the back. Also, he rolled tiredness. Yay for the YOLOs. Good crit, good crit. Now, Pride is, of course, going to be the one to carry this. Even though he is being tired, he should be fine. Richard D. Pecker survived one turn, which was all he needed to survive. Oof. Maybe I should have done the other one. We'll see. The Amazon being up front is, of course, not good for Gluttony's prides. Gluttonous pride. For his nature damage, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. Is this one of these times? I don't think so, actually. This tiredness is screwing me over. But what else was I supposed to put back here? Oh, hey. I get a turn. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the thumbnail for this. Gluttony plus dragons. Isn't it amusing how so far for both combats, the back target is extremely resilient to ice damage and the front target is extremely resilient to air damage? That truly is something. I might as well vulnerability. There's no point silencing that guy. We have our little trap here, which is a cute elemental weakness. This room, I'm actually pretty proud of how I manage it. I'm actually quite proud. Let's Thundercloud. For fun, you know? Young back here had 50% air resist, so the Mamluk wasn't going to do a darn tootin' thing. If there was any weakness, it was that Nokron up here is weak to ice, but that's okay. Oh, so many options. Thinking. So the Bewitched Glove, actually, all of these are actually pretty good in their own way. The Bewitched Glove makes it so that damage dealt by monsters to heroes with their maximum life is increased by 100%. Which means, if we don't attack the front target in any way, shape, or form, and Gluttony gets to hit them first, they're dead. Unless it's the Amazon, they're dead. Which might be the most amusing play. We also have the Horn of Plenty. Monsters have a 20% chance to deal a crit strike when attacking. Plus 50% damage is just good. This is just a universally good thing. And last but not least, the Scaland Figurehead. All monsters gain a random bonus at the start of each fight. We discovered how amazing this was in the last banner, believe it or not. And I kind of want all of these. All of these would be good. But let's try and be cute, shall we? I'm so confident I'm feeling. Let us attempt to be cute. Now, we can't do either of these, so I might hit the merchant. See if I can find the new unit. I found one of them. I might as well get him. So this is Growly. I was informed by Brian of something potentially amusing. He told me to look for the new units because, and I quote, one of the new Draconid units has an absurd name. I put forward that it never receives a proper nickname, just the name of the unit. The unit name is so ridiculous and such dad who tries to get involved in his child's gaming and tries to be hip material, no nickname we could give it could possibly do it justice. You'll know it when you see it. And of course, me being occasionally unobservant, I'm not sure if this is the one. Because the other one also has a ridiculous name. They both have ridiculous names. So until I get confirmation, or not, I'm just going to call him Unit. Until I get confirmation. So Growly, the unit, deals fire damage to the front and applies burn, deals air damage to the back and applies silence, and he steals 10 power from each hero afflicted by silence. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to put him in the back to do stuff. What am I even moving? I have too many units. Too many units has been called. I need a freaking black market. But hey, we'll put unit in the back. Yeah, that could be the guy. It could not be the guy. I don't know. A walk-in fridge is full of bodies. The doctor could resurrect a fresh human and transform it into an employee in exchange for a little blood. Why do you need blood to resurrect a skeleton? But hey, monsters are the one thing I have one too many of. One of your employees has accidentally discovered a long-lost secret tunnel. It leads to a treasure room filled with gold and housing a rare and valuable artifact. You can keep everything for yourself, reward your employee with some gold, or gift them the artifact. Alright. This is Gluttony. Now, this artifact is really good. The Protean Barrel. You can only place one regular trap, but it gains multi-action 1 at the start of the dungeon. Unfortunately, we don't actually have a trap to make good use of this. The Cursed Prism Elemental Weakness 4 is already good. The number doesn't increase the amount of resistance reduction. It increases how long it lasts. So yes, is 8 stacks of elemental resistance better? Elemental weakness better than 4? Of course. Is this really the trap we want to do this on? No. No. If I picked up the modified fan, I'd be more inclined. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to offer it to give him level 3. Because Gluttony is, of course, our ultimate plan. And as Gluttony grows in power, nothing survives. I'm interested in this course. Whoever it sends gets level 4. Noxtella? Yeah, you've received a letter from Monster Training Center offering to train one of your employees for a large amount of gold. The training will take 8 weeks, and Noxtella will be level 4. Getting level 4 without spending a drop of blood feels good. Feels good. Now we're going to go ahead and bring Nevermore to the back, because we want to activate the Bewitching Glove. So this first room is pretty much just going to be entirely based on support. Might need Anakin in front. So, like, if I Gluttony, Celestial, Anakin can throw the things to the back and deal a ton of damage. Alright. This'll do. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows? I had to think about this one for a long time. The first champion is Miyamoto, the samurai. And to try and make use of the Bewitched Glove, I have made a lot of compromises. But he will be attacking the front with air damage and applying air weakness. If the target's air resistance is negative, it will ricochet to the next target. So I could have put Yong up here, but Celestial would also die, or would then die to the Onimusha's fire attack, of which he has negative resistance. So we're going to be starting off with Nacron here. He's going to be doing some morale damage, which is irrelevant, but it's a thing. I'm debating doing this. I was going to use Benevolent Winds here to buff our team, and I still might do that. But I'm very interested in thunderclouding this. So interested, in fact, that I'm going to do it. We might be in trouble. I just saw something that I didn't think about. Well, Gluttony, goodbye. Yeah, I saw that coming. So, the Onimusha applied Flame Shield to himself at the start of the fight, right? Right? And, Gluttony, the Flame Shield reflects fire damage based on how much damage you did. And Gluttony did a lot. So he one-tapped himself. which is just funny. I can't believe Unit survives. Okay, we'll go ahead and keep silencing this guy, even though it does nothing, but he is exceptionally weak to air, which is funny. We got an auto crit because of Bork, the bestest boy. Unit is going to survive this attack. It will ricochet, but Gluttony actually has pretty good air resistance, believe it or not. Had pretty good air resistance. I think the best call, it might actually be Celestial. I'm gonna go Celestial. Look, I'm using a dragon, everybody. Wow. Now, unfortunately, the disaster, or the benefit thing here, is the well.
Now, did you lose your...
But I think... Oh, dear. We'll be okay? Maybe? I don't think we're going to be okay. It's going to be so close. This looks like death. And it is. No! He's like 10 damage off killing him. Ah! Once again, so very close.
Come now.
And we found ourselves in the same situation, but weaker. I think this is still the play. My hope here is that we can spawn Nevermore, and Nevermore can YOLO. Nevermore can YOLO hard. That's the plan. He missed. He lived. He missed. Am I really going to keep re-rolling this? I think I am. I think I did it, team. I think I've cracked the code, finally. Oh. Wow. That was so many attempts. I'm still a positive with this guy. So many attempts. Oh, and it still might be not over. No. We got it. We hit the stun. I did not like this. I did not like this one little bit. We hit the stun again. I knew Nevermore would be good. Wow. Who could have seen that coming? That took like literally 5 attempts. Whew. Persistence is key. Now, speaking of attempts, I just had a really good idea. Truly genius idea. We once again see the protein barrel. Again, I've already made my reasons why I don't think this is good right now. If we find a better trap, it could be phenomenal, though. The gruesome surprise, a monster of a morale bomb to the front and applying Terrified, but we aren't really making use of Terrified. So we're going to go ahead and take Kel'Thuzad, and I have a scheme. My plan is to use Kel'Thuzad in ways that Kel'Thuzad has never before been used. He has his passive here, and normally I like to use the front effect, where when he attacks, he ricochets to other heroes. It's unconditional ricochet, it's fantastic. But you may notice that he has a back passive as well, where he transforms into a random skeleton when the skeleton lord is defeated. Would you like to know what Gluttony likes to do? Gluttony loves to defeat people by eating them. With our monstrous amount of people, we're going to go ahead and take a business trip. Monsters gain enhanced resistance when they use an ice attack. I don't think we have any ice attacks. We have a lot of air attacks, which you would think have fared better against someone so weak against it, but it did not. So we won't be taking that. Sending Gluttony out for 8 weeks would be the play if I wasn't completely and utterly reliant upon him for our glorious success. Well, not completely, but mostly. So instead we're just going to send out Putrescent. Meager amounts. Sending out Celestial for the Troll Beer. Why do you always pick my little gluttonous friends? Why? Why do you do this? Now, Celestial is not as important to our glorious success, but he is an important piece. However, the Troll's Beer is exceptionally good with Gluttony, so we're going to take it. Now, the Undertaker here uses soul fragments to improve the graveyard room. The most important increase to the graveyard is the addition of another summon, but that's a lot of soul fragments and we have none. Which begs the question, is it even worth going here? I don't think the answer is yes. I think the answer is no. The R&D director has created a centrifuge that can transform hero blood into tears. Do you wish to use it? I sure do, because there's no other way I'm getting tears. I like this money, but I am a little concerned. Our motivations are crumbling slowly, gently. And it could be bad news bears for us. Could be. Could be. Could also just be fun. So you know what? Let's take it a little smoother. A little easier, if you will. Also, if we find Mammoth's Bridget Bones, that's going to be cute. That's going to be cute. So let's just go ahead over to this one and take a stab. Quite literally take a stab. Our resistances are a little mixed. You know what? Let's put KT in room 2. Because we have the dual resistances from Nightbane, who's not going to be long for this world, but hey. Where's Chad? Oh, he's right there. Like, where did Chad go? Where's my Chad? I am quite concerned for the well-being of our teams, but hey, I think we'll be okay. This one. I'm a little scared. And it's all because of one single individual. This bastard. The Shadow leads the charge, dealing an unholy amount of nature damage and applying poison. Thankfully, he does not have the passive where he deals bonus damage at full health, so Chad, with his whopping 180 hit points, 2 shell, and 20% nature resistance, should at least not die. I hope. Probably. I'm tempted to Venomous Spit because the Imajahagen is going to be a problem. But I also kind of like YOLO debuffs. Nah, we'll spit. We'll spit. Oh, this is the Ricochet. Oh. The Hellbringer is also here, and she has that weird thing where her attack is a Ricochet. I didn't think it was. But, you know, since it is... Now, typically, Gluttony's frontal attack would not be good against the Shadow. Typically. But these aren't typical times. These are special times. If he didn't lose that weakness there, he would have been dead. Would have been dead. The Imajahagen has this weird thing where he gives morale back. Call it weird, but it's completely to be expected. So it's not that important. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like my scheme is going to come to much. Ooh, good stun. I had a scheme here where I was going to eat Kel'Thuzad, you know, spawn a random unit, and I'll be happy and whatnot. But I don't think that's going to happen. No. Instead, we're going to spawn the Executioner and instantly eat it. Well, it was an insurance that I was going to get to eat somebody. That's not too bad. It worked out. Where is this when I want it? Where is this when we're doing the normal morale shenanigans? Let's go ahead and increase our resistances. I'm a little concerned about people getting to me, but, hey. It is what it is. We'll be leveling up you. I wonder if Morgana could be used. Okay. At the trainer. What are we doing? Level 4 Gluttony would be pretty cute. He is kind of, sort of, the crux to our plan. But something dragons. Something Darkseid. Something complete. So Knock-On actually synergizes with Unit, sort of, with this fire weakness. Which is something worth thinking about. Is it really worth thinking about? Mm. You know, I'm gonna level Nightbane. I like Nightbane. I think I said that during the live stream too. But now I'm broke. So let's go to a seminar. Make our monsters better. I would not be opposed to the motivation, because we're kind of sort of lacking right now. We're slacking. Lacking and slacking. The Flame Spirit would have been cool, but I didn't want to use my tears. My tears are precious to me. A monster has been caught with an adult magazine depicting humans. Will you turn a blind eye to this obvious case of anthropophilia? Or will you confiscate this to take a look at it? For science, of course. This would allow Richard D. Pecker to be back to full motivation, but because we're also interested in, you know, motivation restoration, I think I'm just going to take these tears. I have a lot of tears for someone who's never made anybody flee. But now it's time to recuperate our monetary losses by selling Organa, Smog, and Putricide. As cool as Putricide is, it's not really a part of our scheme, our plan. And I need the money because we're going to grab an artifact. This will be the last combat for today. I've been recording for over an hour. Alright, let's do this last combat. Last combat. How are the teams looking? I moved Kel'Thuzad in here to the front room. We definitely want to try and manipulate the Bewitched Glove, so let's get it done, shall we? What an absolute cluster of a room. How bad is this? Interesting. So we have the Knight. What is a king before a god? Although he's not named Arthur. The joke still stands. Attacking the front with a lot of physical damage. And I couldn't prepare for it because we also have the Enchanter Merlin, who does fit into the Arthur joke. Shuffling everyone around, and is going to be dealing AoE nature damage and applying elemental weakness. So why did I decide, in my infinite wisdom, to line things up like this? Well, see. I had a dream. A dream that has been brutally and terribly ended. But hey! I was wondering why that did so much damage. Yeah, that ricochet was not good for me, huh? But I still was enraged, that's pretty cute. Gluttony will fall. But not before he took down the greatest obstacle to our success, the dreaded Knight. Who was a terrible unit, really. Terrible in the good way. Oh, also the Sage is here punching the front with ice damage, but I didn't really care about that. What's your skill? Yeah. We can't silence the other guy because he already used his skill. And I asked what his skill was, but I'm not really sure why. This room is full of dragons, supporting Pride, who will be putting an end to this madness soon enough. Look at that. Narcron did something before he got eaten. GG. GG. Automatically consumes soul fragments. Gain increases by 10 the mouse's max life for each soul fragment consumed. Guess what? We're not gaining. That's right. Soul fragments. The meal voucher. Cycle pumps during their life by 25% of morale dealt. Guess what? We're not dealing. Morale damage. And the winged boots. Monster plays the front. Gain 40 speed. This slight mostly 80% counters the negative effect of the Troll's Beer, so I might as well. We got so much darn tootin' money. It's time for level 4 Pride. Noxtella is level 4 and has returned to me. I believe this stun never goes up, so that's why I'm not overly interested in upgrading him. We can... let's go level 4 Nightbane. And you know what, Richard D. Pecker? Why not? Why not? Gulthor demands blood. Well, Gulthor. Do I care? Not really. quench his thirst, and he will send one of his most dreadful avatars into the mortal world. I mean, sure. I have a lot of blood, tank it. What did you send me? Sir Gracule. Oh. There's a thought. Maybe. We can work out, sure. This actually would have been good if I had sacrificed my life, which I did not. So we'll just sit in a sauna. And let's YOLO this last event. We have 0. Do you have a moment to spare to talk about our Lord and Tormentor, Golthar, the Destroyer? Yes, I do. I do have a moment. Alrighty. Well, that, my friends, is the team. We are on week 29. We went a little bit further than usual, and we stand before champion. Or we could champion, or we could get in the artifact, the 5th and final artifact. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to think about that. And I'll have to decide how strong I feel. Do I feel strong? Am I strong? Depends. I kind of regret picking up the Bewitched Glove, to be completely honest. But hey, regret is part of life. If you have nothing you regret, have you really done anything? Maybe, I don't know. But thank you for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed the first half of this Draconid banner. It was nearly ended before it even began with the Samurai. But we put him in his place, eventually, with Nevermore. You know, Nevermore deserves a level up after that, but hey, he still has his 50/50 stun. Thank you to the patrons and channel members who support the channel. I greatly appreciate you. And if you'd like to stay up to what's happening in the channel, feel free to join the Discord in the description down below, and I'll see you next time for more totally Draconid-based banner. Totally. Bye!